Hi everyone, welcome back to Codester. I'm really excited to share with you a brand new Power BI project that I made. It's all about Olympic Games statics, where data meets sports and we uncover some fascinating insights. And I will explain with details all the Power BI tricks that I use to create these cool features inside of the dashboard. In this project, I cleaned the data and then connected the clean datasets to the Power BI desktop application. And I built the table relationships and then created measures and function with DAX so we can use them. And they designed visuals and charts to make the Olympic Games statics clear and engaging. And by the way, this project is completely free for everyone. I know some of you, I know most of you are broke students and I don't want to charge you like some other people do when they set their project. So yeah, I will leave the Olympic Games 2025 GitHub repository link down below in case you want to check it. You will find the README file that explains what this project is about and what is included with all the details that you need. I've even added screenshots so you can see how the dashboards look before downloading it. And the best part is you don't need to deal with downloading separate datasets or anything like that. The .pbex file already has the data built in. So all you have to do is download this project, open it in Power BI, and boom, you are ready to explore the Olympic Games stats right away. Alright, let's start with the home page. This is the very page you see when you open the project. Right away, you will notice the background, which gives a nice reference to the Olympic theme. And since I do boxing and I love sports, I also added a few photos of me and my team training, just to give it that sporty vibe. So on this page, we have two buttons. The first button that will take us to the athlete and team performance page, and the second button will take us to the competition trends and insights page. Now we are inside the athlete and team performance page. Here you will see a bunch of interactive elements that let us explore the data in a really flexible way, where we can explore all the athletes and their stats in details. Starting off with the slicer. The athlete nationality slicer let us filter the data by country, so you can focus on athletes from a specific nation. For example, Japan, United States of America, and you can see how the data changes based on the athlete nationality that we are choosing. Let's try Egypt. Let's try another country, for example, Spain. The discipline slicer let us select the sport, which is great if we only want to analyze athlete in, for example, let's choose artistic gymnastics. And since I'm a fan of boxing, let's choose boxing for sure. Let's try karate or even shooting. And the famous of all of them, which is swimming, for all the wrestlers out there. And now let's test the rank slicer. The rank slicer is a range filter from 1 to 86. You can drag the circle to zoom in on the top athletes or expand it to see all the ranks. Next, we have a tree map, a total of medals by nationality. The size of each square shows how many medals each country has earned, making it really easy to spot the leading nations by just a single glance. So let's go ahead and choose a country and see what happened. Noticing that each time we choose a country, all the data changes dynamically to match the chosen country total medals. In the middle, I created the 5 KPIs that summarize key information: the number of nationalities, total athlete names, number of sports represented, and the total count of male and female participants. These are really important because they give a quick snapshot of the dataset without diving into the charts. Just on the right side, 2 icons for navigation. One to go back to the home page and the other to move to the next page. To make it easy for the user to navigate from one page to another, we have virtual charts. To make the data more intuitive, the P chart shows the split between male and female athletes, helping us see participation balance. And of course, it changes based on the athlete discipline and also the athlete nationality or the total medals by team. And last but not least, the donut chart shows gold medals by nationality, where each slice represents a country and its percentage of the total gold medals. Perfect to quickly spot the most successful teams who gained gold medals. Alright, let's move on to the competition trends and insights page. Here at the top, we've got 3 KPIs showing the total number of bronze, silver, and gold medals. These KPIs are important because they give us an instant snapshot on how the medals are distributed without having to dig through charts. For navigation, we have 2 buttons, one to go back to the home page and the other to return the athlete and team performance page. Now, let's look at the visuals. The metrics have 2 columns, one for the team nationality and the other for their performance quantity. It's basically for ranking countries by how many medals they've won. This is super helpful because it organizes countries into performance groups, making it easier to compare leaders and underperformers side by side. Next, the stacked area chart shows medals per athlete by country. This is useful for spotting patterns like which country are consistently strong or if a small nation is punching above the weight. Then we've got a line chart showing the moving average of medals per athlete by rank. Instead of just showing sharp ups and downs, it smooths out the data so we can see long-term performance trends. The stacked bar chart breaks down how many athletes are competing in each sport. This is valuable for seeing which sports are the most popular. This is super helpful if you are analyzing participation levels. And finally, the Asia map shows the location of each country with circle sizes based on the number of the athlete. This is great because it combines geography and participation data, so it will instantly show us which regions send the biggest teams and which countries are less represented. Alright, so we've just explored the 3 main interfaces of the dashboard and saw all those charts, KPIs and visuals in action. But you might be wondering, how does all that data actually get in the visuals so cleanly? Well, at the beginning I didn't start with 6 tables. I actually had 10 row tables in the dataset, and as you can imagine, trying to work with that many tables right away would have been messy and confusing. So before diving into the tables themselves, I spent some time cleaning and organizing the dataset. So what I did was use Power BI data transformation tool in Power Query to clean and simplify the dataset. I applied several important cleaning steps like removing duplicate rows to avoid double counting athletes or results, filling or removing empty values so we don't end up with blank in our visuals, which acts as the central hub for analysis. And just as a side note, I personally prefer Power BI's cleaning tools because they are built right into Power BI query and integrate directly with the model. But if you are someone who likes Python, you can also clean your dataset in Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook using Python libraries like Pandas before importing it into Power BI. Both method works, it just depends on your style. Alright, so now that the dataset is clean and optimized, let me show you exactly what's inside each table. First table is for the athletes. This table stores all the key information about each athlete, things like their name, discipline, nationality, and their unique athlete ID. It also connects to the coach ID and entry's gender ID, so we can tie athletes to their coach and gender data. Here we've got the coach's details, their name, discipline, event, nationality, and of course their coach ID. This allows us to analyze performance not just by athletes, but also by the people training them. Third table, which is entry's gender table. This one handles the gender dimension of the data. It includes the entry's gender ID and the discipline. Plus, I've got measure here that counts female and male and total entries along with a link to the medal's ID. This is super important for splitting data between male and female participation in the Olympics. Moving on to the fourth table, which is the medals table. This is where the medals are tracked. We've got measures for gold, silver, and bronze, rank by total, and total medals. Alongside that, there are columns for team nationality and medal ID. This table is what powers all the medals-based visuals you saw earlier. Last but not least, the teams table. This one organizes all the teams by team ID. It includes their name, nationality, discipline, event, and also connect back to the coach ID. And finally, and the most important one, the fact table. It's the central table that connects everything together. Inside, I've got a mix of normal columns, dimension columns, and measures. For example, normal columns like athlete ID and team. For the dimension columns, we have athletes per country, country performance quintile, medals per athlete per country, and moving average medals per athlete. And then of course the measures. We got gold, silver, bronze, total medals, rank by total, total entries, and more. Basically, the fact table is the backbone of the model. It's what lets Power BI connect athletes, coaches, team, gender, and medals all in one place, so we can build powerful visualization on top of it. In the fact table, we have 12 calculated measures, and each one serves a different purpose in analyzing the data. I'll go through them briefly to explain what they do and why they're important. Athletes per country. This measure counts how many unique athletes each country has. It ignores other filters except the country itself, so we always get a fair comparison between nations. Country performance quintile. This one ranks countries based on medal point, 3 points for gold, 2 for silver, 1 for bronze. Then it splits all countries into 5 groups, from top performing nations to lower performing ones. Females bronze medals, female silver medals. This measure calculates the number of female athletes who earned at least one silver medal, and the same for females bronze medals. Now we have max medal per athlete. This checks across the athletes what's the maximum number for medals earned per athlete for each country. It basically shows us the top individual performers. Medals per athlete per country. Here we take the total medals of country and divide it by the number of athletes they have. This way we see how efficient each country is in converting athletes into medals. Going on to the medals per country. This measure adds up the total medals won, grouped by each country. It's the raw medal count per nation. Moving average medals per athlete. Instead of looking at a single rank, this measure smooths the result by averaging medals per athlete across a rolling window of 5 ranks. It helps us see performance trends instead of just one of results. And then we have total for bronze, silver, and gold medals. This adds up all the gold medals earned. And finally we have the total medals. This combines everything, gold, silver, and bronze, into one grand total of medals. Let's move on to the model view. This part is really important because it shows us how all these tables are connected together and how the data flows between them. So let's break down the relationship step by step. We have our fact table in the center and it connects to multiple tables. First, the fact table has many-to-one relationship with the athletes table joined on the column athlete ID. When I hover over the relationship line, you can see the athlete ID columns light up, showing exactly where the joins happen. Then the fact table also has a many-to-one relationship with the medal table, joined through the medal ID columns. And finally, the fact table connects to the coaches table, again in a many-to-one relationship using the coach ID column. Now, let's look at the athletes table. This table has one-to-one relationship with entries gender table, joined on entries gender ID. It also has a many-to-one relationship with the teams table, connected through the coach ID. There is one-to-one relationship between the athletes table and the coaches table. Moving on to the entries gender table, this one also links directly to the medal table. Here we have a one-to-one relationship joins on the medals ID column. Those are all the relationships that makes up the data model. So as you can see, the fact table is at the center, but the rest of the tables also connect with each other, creating snowflake schema that keeps everything structured and efficient. And that's the beauty of turning raw data into visuals. It becomes something we can actually see, understand, and interact with. Instead of just looking at numbers, we can explore trends, relationships, and dynamic changes in real life time. It transforms information into insights and insights into action. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with others who might benefit from it. And of course, subscribe to stay tuned for more project and practical tips on Power BI. Your support really encourages me to keep sharing more content like this. And thanks for watching. See you next time.